Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Jennifer Vatsa. So I think I'm going to be doing I think I've picked this time slot Fridays at 8 Eastern to do my weekly live stream for my Oracle readings and whatever the heck I feel like talking about that week. Timing wise, it seems to work out better for me. Yeah. And I'll usually go probably till about 9:30, when we will all hop over in unison to JS Garrett's channel for JS and Barbie's Beer Boobs and Black Magic live stream, which is always a lot of fun. So I'm just gonna wait a little bit till people hop in and whatnot. So I'm just gonna babble. I'm a Gemini. I'm never really at a loss for words and stuff, but. So yeah, just kind of announcing too on the Oracle realm. I just added a new service to my website. I'm doing customized or personalized Oracle readings using multiple decks. I sort of built a structure around that to do kind of an Oracle reading that's a little bit more geared towards magical practitioners. So there's just a random hair floating somewhere. So you can find more information on, I think it's like belladonnabotanicals.com/shop/services. So, or I'll throw a link in, I'll just throw a link in the chat while I'm waiting for people. Because I'm terrible at remembering URLs. Now it's just belladonnabotanicals.com/services. And then the name of it. So. I'll put that in chat. Yeah, so I feel like this week has been really, really long. Although time passed really quickly, I just feel like a lot of things happened this week. And it's 2020, so most of which weren't good. But I digress. It's 2020. That's how it goes. So, let's see. And just a couple other things coming up. I just wanted to mention, I'm going to be a merchant at the Dark Arts Summit out over Halloween weekend, and some familiar people you might be aware, might know of are presenting that weekend, like E.A. Coetting, Zerafina Angelis, JS and Barbie Garrett. And there's a couple bands playing, Ego Likeness, and I forget the name of the other band off the top of my head. I want to say Hellhound, but I don't think that's right. What was the name of the band? Jen doesn't remember things. Stoneburner. Hellhound, Stoneburner. Somehow that came up in... But anyways, happy Friday. Yeah, it's been crazy and busy. So probably by some point in time, the end of this weekend, I will hit the milestone of having, I would say created and sold, but I've actually made way more stuff than this, but I will be hitting the 4,000 products sold this weekend. And I make everything myself. So that's a lot. Like, you don't think about it when you're making, 20 of this at a time, 10 of this, and, all of that. So that's really been, I'm like, oh, so that's where all my time went this year so far. And not to mention my, I have a stock room upstairs, and I've got things in varying stages of being put together. Like I probably have about 150 bottles of tinctures and elixirs that I still have to bottle and release. I've got a new flying ointment blend currently brewing up in the what's it called? The Modern Witches Magical Cauldron, the crock pot, and I don't even know what else. I've still got some oils that and things I bottle kind of as needed. Like I don't bottle all of the Four Thieves vinegar at once or Florida water or stuff like that. And, just for space reasons, like sometimes I'm just like, I just don't have enough space to make 100 bottles of something. So yeah, that's about it with where I'm at right now. And if you're watching, hello. Yeah, so I'll be doing. I got a couple new Oracle decks, so I'll be using a couple of those tonight. So I'll wait till more people are on. So I usually kind of babble and chat a little bit for maybe like half hour, 45 minutes before I do the Oracle reading. So I have the Flowers of Night Oracle. I'll be doing the Lover's Oracle again. I'm also going to be using, I've had this one for a while, the Liminal Spirits Oracle by Laura Tempest Zakroff. I love this deck. Her artwork is amazing. If you go to her website, or just Google her, or I think it's Alchemy Arts, Owl as in owl, Keyme. She has amazing artwork. She was one of the, in 2019, she was, I think, the keynote at the Philly Pagan Pride. So, and she has a really good book on sigil witchery, for making your own sigils and things like that. I'll be doing the Dark Goddess one again. And one of the new ones I got this week is the Fallen Angels deck. So those are the decks I'll be doing this week for the reading. Every time I clean off my counter space, within a week, I'm like, have no counter space anymore. So I'm like, I just have to keep piling things up and, all that fun stuff. So, so the topic for tonight, I'm sure we'll end up talking a little bit about herb stuff too, because we always do, since that's what I do. And yeah, so what was I going to say? Oh, yes, the title of this, Now I'm Being Deified, which is actually a play, since I'm an old goth, on an Alien Sex Fiend song called Now I'm Feeling Zombified, because last Saturday was my rite of deification with J.S. Garrett. So I'll be talking about that as well. And yeah, I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I feel like I've had a good day. I took a bath and I ate food. It's funny about that. It's just a weird pacing of 2020. I'm just checking to see if live chat is working, because I had a message earlier. It said chat disconnected. Please wait while we try to connect you. Unable to connect chat. Please try again later. But I was able to put stuff in chat. So if anyone's watching, can you type in the chat? I don't know, because I had to. My garbage disposal is being weird, which is literally right there. So I had to, every once in a while, I have to flip all the circuit breakers, and I probably flipped the circuit breaker that my laptop is connected to. So, because that's in the kitchen. So I don't know if that's what that was from, but I mean, it looks like there's a few people watching, and I've got some thumbs up. I'm just not seeing anything in the chat on my side. Let me just make sure. I'm going to pull up YouTube on my laptop side of things. Let's see if I can find this. Okay, so I'm not seeing for whatever reason on the streaming side, I'm not seeing any of the chat. So I have to have I'm going to have my laptop up, or look at the chat on a different screen, because for whatever reason it's not showing where it normally shows. Let me see. Okay, there we go. I popped out the chat. Restore chat? No, that doesn't work. That's so weird. All right. Well, we'll just have to pop out chat and do it that way. All right. So now I can see the chat. I don't know why that's being weird. So hello, the Madman from Chicago, yeah, Michigan. I can read. Hi, Arachnos and the Hermit. Oh, that's good. You had a shave, the Hermit. Yeah, it's one of those things. I was actually talking. I had to go into my technically I went to my office building. I didn't actually go into my office, because one of the things I do for my day job is photography, and so I had to do some photos of grad students and the one I was talking to, we were talking about how our diets have completely changed this year. He's like, yeah, I live on frozen food now. I'm like, hard same. I order Uber Eats once a day and I drink Ensure nutrition shakes because I'm an old person now. Let's see. I'm just double checking to make sure that this is like this chat is still working right. I don't know why it's being all weird. Okay. Okay, so it is working right on here. All right, cool. All right, awesome. I'm younger than you. Not as young as I look. I'm 45, so I passed for probably about 10 years younger, which I'm okay with. So how's everyone doing tonight? I am tired, and I just realized I left my dehydrator on, and it's making this annoying. Since it's quiet in here, I usually have music on. And it's just making that like exhaust fan kind of sound. So I just turned that off. I usually keep music on, or I'm watching stuff on YouTube or whatever. So I don't hear it as bad as it just seemed like it was really loud, and I want to be in the video anyways. So yeah. Keeping busy. I do have to go out of town again. My dad has to have a revision on his cardiac ablation, so he's having surgery again on Monday. So I'll be out of town for a day or so, just to do like driving back and forth and all that fun stuff. Anyways. I hear that, Arachnos. This week I've had some intense shit to deal with. I don't want to go into all of it, but yeah, just some 2020 taking a major 2020 on my life again, or people around me rather, which has its effects on me as well. God, the lighting in my kitchen, I'm always ghosting out depending on where I'm at. So I'm like trying to find like the right angle so I'm not like glowing. But yeah, I'm glad this week's over too. A friend of mine just had major surgery today, so she's recovering now. So excuse me. So I have to go out of town again, which then is going to mean that I'm going to be behind on everything because I had to go out of town twice back in September for my dad's pacemaker and the first cardiac ablation, which, you know, you would think being out of town for a day or two wouldn't put you that far behind. Yeah, 2020 is like going to be like, man, that, you know, instead of saying, man, that's fucked up, it's like, man, that's so 2020. Yeah, 2020 is definitely a new curse word. But I digress. Yeah, so I'm going to probably be behind on everything because it's also busy at my day job. Because somehow doing everything online just managed to create more work. Funny that. And I have next weekend, the 16th and 17th. I'm part of the virtual Dark Sum. Every day is Halloween thingy. Actually, I'll post a linky to that because there's a lot of really cool artists. A bunch of us are having sales and stuff during that time too. If you like spooky shit, check it out. There's a lot of great artwork, you know, candles, clothing, decoration. Like, yeah, general witchy stuff. Ooh, I want that hat. Yeah, I'm gonna. it's always a thing that I would have this too when I would go to, when I was doing a lot of in-person events and stuff like that, is like I would literally just spend all the money I made on other people's stuff because I'd be like, oh, I want this and this and this. And I could never resist buying more candles. So yeah, I actually had, speaking of candles, I'm actually be lighting this soon. I'll show you the sigil as well because it's absolutely stunning. I got this Goetic Impressions. I'm doing some healing work just because, you know, I had a friend who had surgery. I have another friend who was recovering from injuries. My dad's having surgery again and stuff like that. So I got a Marbus candle and a sigil. And this is the first sigil I ordered. This is from Goetic Impressions, and they're actually in Southern Jersey. But look at the sigils they do. This is, I mean, and this is a pretty sizable, like, look at it, you know, in the palm of my hand. So their sigil work is pretty freaking stunning. And it's not super expensive either. It's just maybe like $20-ish, 25, something like that. Because like most of the sigils that I like, you see from, you know, sort of regular occult sites are just like the crappy $10 ones. But I mean, their sigils are, I mean, it's got like a nice weight to it. You know, so it's, and then, you know, the back. So I definitely will be getting more sigils from them. Obviously, given the name Goetic Impressions, they do a lot of Goetic stuff, but I mean, I've gotten like some Lilith and Babylon candles there as well. Yeah, Arachno says, damn, that's huge. Yeah, for a sigil, I mean, this is, I mean, it's got like a really nice weight to it too. And they're on Etsy and stuff like that. But yeah, their stuff is amazing. I think they do custom things as well. But I really like their stuff a lot. Oh, thank you, Deutscher256. Said, I love the channel. You work with the spirits I've been working with, Hecate, Lilith, Abaddon. Yeah, it was funny. I was thinking about it today. Like, I think it was, we were talking, D.H. Thorne was talking about it last night. Like, you don't have to work with like all the spirits in the Goetia. You know, it's not like Pokemon, got to collect them all, that sort of thing. But, you know, I kind of work with different spirits. Like, I haven't worked with Marbus before, but since I'm working on some healing stuff, obviously that's kind of who I wanted to go with. I was thinking about like in my path working with the demonic gatekeepers and dark goddesses. When I first started like working with Abaddon, I was kind of like, I don't really know what I'm going to work, how I'm going to work with Abaddon. Like I didn't know, but like, you know, as I'm kind of going through everything, I'm like, okay, you know, this is cool, whatnot. But it ended up being more important than I thought, you know, kind of months later and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, okay, this has a purpose now. So it's, you know, when you're path working and doing stuff, it's like, you know, if you don't need to work with, you know, like I don't work with Lucifuge all that often because unless I'm doing like a particular kind of pact work, you know, it's just not necessarily someone I need to, you know, connect with all the time. Yeah, speaking of Hecate, I just got notification today that my Sacred Heart of Hecate necklace from Blood Milk Jewelry shipped, and they're in Philadelphia. So hopefully it'll be here tomorrow. Can you give, Arachno says, can you give me your opinion on the Solomonic pentacle on those pendants? It is, I think it's beautiful. I mean, I have other different kinds of sigil pendants that I've gotten, and yeah, from other places, and the quality is pretty like made in a Chinese factory somewhere. I mean, this is really, really beautiful. I mean, it's multicolored, so, and I think you might be able to choose some variations. I don't know why I've been coughing today. But I think it's beautiful. I mean, this is by far, out of all the sigil work I've seen, this is, I mean, the craftsmanship, and their shipping is fast. Like I just ordered this a couple, like, what day is it? Maybe ordered it like Tuesday or Wednesday. Now, granted, they're only in South Jersey, so and I'm in Philadelphia, so it's beautiful. I'll show you the back of it. I'll try to get a little closer up. Are you in focus? Focus, focus, focus. Yeah, it's hard to get it to focus on it. You can't. It's not really showing the colors all the well until I get further away, but then you can't see the detail. But I really think it's beautiful. Oh, okay, that's what it says, tetragrammaton. I was like, grammaton, reading it the wrong direction. I'm smart. But yeah, I really like their work a lot. Actually, I don't have it down here, but I got one of the Ishtar triangles from Elena Lemmy's shop, Limitless Liberation. She does a lot of really great work. So yeah, I buy a lot of crap apparently. So yeah, I mentioned earlier in the stream about the Dark Arts Summit, so I've been helping them find some vendors and stuff like that. Dorsha, I haven't really worked with the tetragrammaton at all. Like I've been more focusing right now on the demonic gatekeepers and dark goddesses, so I haven't. Thanks, Arlie. Hi, Nina. So I haven't really done a whole lot of goetic pathworking specifically, but I'm gonna do some work with Marbus right now, and I highly recommend Goetic Impression sigils because they're freaking beautiful. Oh, Nina, you just got the Lucifer pyramid from her. Yeah, I was kind of like, all right, I'm working with, well, Ishtar and Astarte kind of go are sort of the same. So I've been working with Astarte a lot, so I went with the Ishtar one, but I have quite a few other ones favorited. I'm known for late night shopping. I'm like, oh, gee, Jen, I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh, you just ordered another $100 in candles, you idiot. I need to get my hair touched up. The blue's fading a little bit, but I feel like I'm going to sneeze, so hold on one sec. Excuse me. Oh, my God. Ugh. Oh, I know what it was. I had to use black pepper in something that I was making. I'm mildly allergic to black pepper of all things. So a lot of times I can't really put black pepper on food because it like makes my tongue swell up a little bit, like on the sides, and like my lips will start hurting. But it also makes me sneeze. So that's why I always have tons of masks around. Like even prior to COVID, I had like, you know, a pack of like 100 surgical masks, because if I'm making something with like cayenne pepper in it, I would be sneezing my ass off the rest of the night. So yeah, what time is it? Wow, it's almost 8:30. Time flies. So anyways, I was going to actually light my Marbus candle since... Ooh, that would be nice. The one for Odin. Black pepper is one of those smells. I think it's just because of like being mildly allergic to it. Hey, Elric. I like literally... I'm like... I can't find a lighter, so I have to use my long ass hearth matches, which come in handy if you use a lot of 7-day candles. Ooh, fire! See, I've been buying a lot of, in addition to spending lots of money on candles and jewelry and whatever the heck else I buy, I've been buying a ton of Oracle decks lately. So, oh, Elric, you just got caught up with working on merchandise. Cool. How's that coming along? Are you using Teespring? I think that's what you said. I don't remember. But Teespring and Red. Yeah, a lot of people use Redbubble. I've seen that one a lot before. I was thinking about doing some of that. I just don't. I don't know what I would do with it yet. Yeah, Yeah, well, because of the joint issue I have a hard time with like getting them to stay lit and holding them. It's just awkward on my hand because I did have some of those like barbecue lighter, the long ones. Actually, I have a cool one. I have to find it and charge it. It makes like a little arc. It's a rechargeable one. That one's not too bad. It doesn't actually make a flame. It just does like this little arc, and then you can light your candles with it. I just don't know where I put it. But anyways, should we do the oracle reading now, and then I'll talk about the deification stuff afterwards? Yay, nay. Anyone? Bueller? Cool. So I am going to start with one of the new decks I got this week, Flowers of the Night Oracle. I like the Hedge Witch one that I have, but I was like, Flowers of the Night. Mysterious. I don't know. I've just become obsessed with Oracle. And it wouldn't be a live stream if I didn't drop something. So that's my thing. I think last week I was dropping shit everywhere too. Yeah, it's weird with some of those sites. Like, it's great that they print everything for you, but like the cut that you get from like Teespring and Redbubble isn't all that great. So for the Flowers of the Night Oracle reading this week, we have Purpose, which is a desert wishbone. I'll show the card in a sec. I just have to put the other one down. I have a lot of space. So it's got a kitty. No, it looks like a lynx, like a Canadian lynx, or maybe, I don't know, something like that. There's lots of different types of cats. But, so let's see what this says. Purpose. And the flower is Desert Wishbone. I don't know what that one is. Yeah, Nina says, I love oracles too. Who needs all those swords anyways? Although I did have a tarot reading with Orly recently, and we got the good swords this time. Because there's a couple swords that are okay. The rest of them, fuck them. So what does this say? Purpose, Desert Wishbone. Your purpose has been highlighted and should be given additional attention. When looking for answers or direction, don't lose sight of your overall life purpose or any goals you originally set for yourself. What is it that you really want to do? Find ways to boost your confidence and surround yourself with elements and people who will keep you strong, because you may find doubts both within and without creeping into your sphere. Negotiations are indicated and a need to stand your ground a little firmer. Do not avoid confrontation at the moment, as avoidance will be extremely counterproductive. Trust, sharing, communication are paramount. In intimate relationships at present, someone may need additional reassurance from you and closer one-on-one time. The challenges you may face are reluctance, fear of speaking up, and withholding information. Boy, ain't that true. The affirmation is, I have full confidence in my purpose. And the keywords are purpose, confidence, intimate relationships, negotiation, and defense. I can talk. Defensiveness. So what it tells you about Desert Wishbone is that it's found in the southwestern United States, which makes sense, being that it's a desert. Through northwest Mexico. It's a perennial spreading herb, which attains a height of just under a meter, 3 feet for those of us in the United States. It has lavender, pink, or purple flowers. The bobcat, well, I was close, bobcat, Lynx rufus, is found from southern Canada. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about here. Canada, through most of the United States and onto central Mexico. The cat is thought to evolve from the Eurasian lynx. I was close. I did mention lynx. So, anyways, Flowers of the Night. Hello, Dia and Danny, and anyone else who's just joined. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything in chat. Oh, thank you, Dia. So and now comes the, where do I put these? All right, we're just going to throw it over there. So next we're going to do the Lover's Oracle, the hardest to shuffle Oracle deck, because the easiest to read, hardest to shuffle. They're heart-shaped, so it's a little awkward to shuffle them. But now this, I mean, for the Lover's Tarot, I mean, this is something you can use in terms of like self-love, friendships, relationships, anything like that. So, God, these are hard to shuffle. There we go. All right. So, we have Twin Flames, your passion ignites. That's all it says. So, I mean, the Twin Flames, I don't know if everyone's familiar with that concept. It's along the soulmates sort of route of things. It's something I've looked into. Hi, Krasinski. So the Lover's Oracle is Twin Flames. So it's, oh, take care, Elric. So basically the concept of the Twin Flames is that they're two individuals that kind of came from the same soul. So that's a little bit of the lore behind it. I always like the concept of Twin Flames. And one of my favorite songs by Epica is called Twin Flame. And I absolutely love it. So that is our Lover's Oracle. And all right, who do we want to do next? I think since it's on the top of the pile, we are going to do Dark next. I love this deck a lot. This is probably my favorite deck. And the sides of the cards are like a shiny silver, so yay, shiny. I think I mentioned that last time. I like shiny things. Not entirely shocking, but you know. YZ, Sophie asks, do you think that people can have multiple twin flames? I think it's possible. I mean, I know, like a lot of times, I mean, we're talking about things that we can neither prove nor disprove. So I think of it as like, you know, soul family, soul tribe, that, you know, we kind of come from these different soul clusters of people that we really connect with. And that's something I've explored a little bit in my workings with Lilith. You know, what she called, she showed me my soul star. So there's a little bit of stuff that's come in my workings through Lilith that have come through that. So the goddess of the week, polyamory, yes. I agree, being polyamorous. So, all right, our goddess of the week is Ereshkigal. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. It says coercion. So let's look up Ereshkigal. I would prefer the Hermit. I would prefer a dodecahedron flame, but triplet flame would be great. So for Ereshkigal, coercion, forcing to conform, enticement in its darkest form. Never jump to each demand, threats be gone. Now take a stand. By the power of the dark goddess in me, protection in place, blessed be. Powerful. So dark goddess guidance. You've seen some dark days indeed. Well, fuck yeah, it's 2020. It is as though your whole life has been run entirely by emotional blackmail. A victim of coercion, you have carried the fear, guilt, and shame placed upon you by others for their own benefit. Sensitivity to your own wants and needs is playing second fiddle to the desires of others. Unfortunately, this is the only survival skill for existing that you are familiar with. And so you too have become hostage to this way of dark enticement. Time to acknowledge and change your acceptance of any demands that have been placed too heavily upon you. Make a stand, be strong, and don't be coerced into anything that does not sit well with you. Ereshkigal knows firsthand what it is like to be second best and advises you to walk away. She urges you to reclaim your personal power and as you release victimhood and blackmailing tendencies. Life is too precious to be put up for ransom. Dark Goddess Foresight. Don't give in to emotional blackmail. Confide in someone you trust. Make a list of your priorities and put yourself first. Be careful with whom you share your secrets. Someone is asking too many personal questions. Put boundaries in place. A power struggle incites threats. Walk away. So, about Ereshkigal, archetypal blackmailer of Sumerian origin, she passes judgment on the deceased. Ereshkigal famously threatened the king of gods himself, saying she would bring all the dead back to life to release them upon the world unless her lover Nergal was allowed to stay and rule with her. She got her way. So that's interesting because I think we had like a death current one the last time as well. So Ereshkigal. I've been digging, my recollection of sort of, Sumerian and Mesopotamian mythology and things like that's been it's been a while. So, hey, Eddie. So I've been finding a lot that I really like about that particular pantheon. So let's look at comments. Yes, YZ says, yes, I heard from some people that we can only have one twin flame, but many soulmates. Yeah, I would definitely, you can have many soulmates. I mean, I know I have, but so anyways, yes, death current. That seems to be coming up a lot. So we have 2 more to go. Next, we'll be doing the Liminal Spirits one. I know JD Temple uses this one sometimes. I love the artwork in it. It's just so beautiful. Did you all? No, you didn't all come out. Well, you got to all come out. Sorry, one of the cards is stuck. Or no, that's the back of the box, I think. Anyways. So. Yeah, it definitely is the time of year for the death current. I agree, Arachnos. All right, what? Ah, we have a kitty cat. Look at that kitty cat. Oh, that's cool, Eddie. You just finished the Path of Death on the cliff off Nyantiel. I don't know if I pronounced that right. So, from the Liminal Spirits deck, and this one doesn't really. All right, so this looks like the animal section. Alphabetize things, please. Aha, cat. Tracking back in time, there's a question as to whether we domesticated the cat or it domesticated us. The cat would answer to that. Obviously, it chose its own path. With its soothing purr, big eyes, and twitching tail, the cat embodies perception, preservation, patience, curiosity, chance, and confidence. The cat knows the wisdom of soaking up the sunbeam, but it won't pass up the chance to chase prey in the darkness. Its watchful eyes guard its dominion. Messages. If it fits, I sit. Cats are known for perching anywhere they please. And as I say that, I feel like I need to just do the little check. Because last night when I was called in for a DH Thorns thing, I'm like, had to keep looking to the side because I have a pile of boxes there. And my cat Moon was like, I'm going to go walk through all this now and maybe knock shit over. So Anyways, back to the message. We tend to worry about whether we fit in or not and what others will think. Stop worrying about the opinions of others and make yourself comfortable. The world will adjust. Patience is not only a virtue, it's essential for achieving your goal right now. Timing is everything, so wait for the right moment. Cultivating a sense of curiosity and play will not only satisfy your spirit right now, but also make you more flexible for the challenges to come. Not all preparations should feel like hard work. Let's see. Kitties do make everything better. And look at how cute this kitty is. Hey, Epson. Let's see. Yes, definitely kitten season for Samhain. Just reading through the comments before I move on to the final deck. And my sweater keeps falling off my shoulder. So the last deck, I just got this one this week, and this is the Fallen Angels deck. So I've been digging a lot. I've been reading just for my own personal interest within working with the various demons and stuff whose origins were in fallen angel mythology and lore and stuff like that. So I've been really interested in the fallen angels. So I've been reading about that stuff because apparently they don't teach you about all that. They don't teach you about Shemyaza and Azazel in Catholic school. I would have been way more interested if they taught, like, you know, the Book of Epoch, or Enoch, rather, not Epoch. What am I thinking of? The Book of Enoch. But yeah, I would have been way more interested in Catholic school if they taught some of this stuff. So our fallen angel of the week is Bure. I think I pronounced that right. Help and healing. So that's good because we've also got the Marbus theme going on down here. I'll show, since some people joined, I got this beautiful sigil of Marbus. I mean, look at the size of it. They have, it's from Goetic Impressions. So, and I have a Marbus candle as well, which is burning, so I'm not going to pick it up. So let's see what it says about Bure, because what number is that? 7. Hello, everyone just joined. So the element is water and the planet is Mercury, which is great because I'm a Gemini ruled by Mercury. Message: nurture your health and gather supporters for future challenges. Bure can take the form of a 5-pointed star or a fiery wheel with radiant face in the center. More commonly appears as a handsome angel with a bright halo. Bure is a natural philosopher whose burning logic and insight cut through all distracting surface appearances to the secret essence of things, the Platonic idea. He is the master of herbal lore and can cure all manner of diseases with his potions. I feel like this one's speaking to me a little bit. He also attracts like-minded allies to your cause. Card motto: help and healing. That's kind of what I do. So yeah, this is a cool deck. I like this. I think it might be a little similar to the Angelarium, which I also ordered recently. So that I think is coming closer to the end of the month. All right, so that is our Oracle for the week. I'm gonna need a bookshelf entirely for Oracle decks at some point in time. Sorry, just repositioning myself to enjoy the cleavage shot. So anyways, now that we're done with Oracle reading, we can chat for a little bit because we got about 45 minutes till JS and Barbie Garrett's Beer Boobs and Black Magic at 9:30. So, and I believe Orly Stewart is also doing a live stream around 11. So we've got, you know, a jam-packed Friday full of Black Magic awesomeness. Go Team Satan. So yeah, I had my rite of deification on last Saturday with J.S. Garrett, And it was a really just amazing process. Yeah, Arachnus, tonight's the Black Magic Friday night block. Yeah, definitely. So, you know, I've watched some of the videos and stuff like that over time, but like the one thing that like it didn't really kind of come through a lot when I was watching, different people's experiences, it's kind of like once I start pulling you'll probably just black out and fall asleep. But what was interesting in that process of it, because I mean, I'm not someone who actually falls asleep very easily, which is one of the things we're working on with the deification, was that I could start to tell when he was like evoking my spirit, because I was literally just seeing pieces of myself flying, like my energy and spirit. Hi, Necra Nikki, flying off into the ether. And as if I was kind of, and I didn't realize this until he like sent me the video on like Monday or something, or Sunday or Monday, and I was watching. I'm like, oh, that's exactly what I was looking at. Like I was above the fire. I could see like, his shape and his figure and stuff. And then I just kind of like blacked out and, slept until like, I don't know, 7 o'clock in the morning or something like that. But so that was really interesting. Like, cause I was wondering, I'm like, how does it feel to have your spirit evoked by someone? And it's interesting. But so it's tomorrow will be a week since I had it done. So, I mean, it's one of those things where it takes a little bit of time for everything to whatever, you work on with that. Cause I mean, everyone has different sort of, like, okay, I want to do the deification to amplify my magic, or I want to do it to heal from pain or an injury or something like that. Or so everyone's approach to what they get out of it is different. So I was doing it to find the balance, to regulate my energy and my sleep-wake cycles and emotions. Because I also, given the time of year and that it's 2020, seasonal depression's a thing, which usually will get me in about December and January. So yay. So I was looking, to kind of get, into that balance and regulate my sleep-wake cycles. When a few times this week, I actually woke up before noon, which is nothing short of a miracle, because lately I've been sleeping till like 2-3 p.m. in the afternoon. I usually don't fall asleep till like 3. There were some days I'm like, yeah, it was funny. One of the days I woke up at like 5 a.m. I'm like, who else is awake at 5 a.m.? I'm going to call my mom. My mom's the only person I know that would be awake at 5 a.m. And not having stayed up all night. So that was, one of the other things, and with some of the joint pain issues. And I noticed, because I've mentioned this before, I have a lot of joint pain in my hand here. It's right in this thumb joint. Nowhere else in my hands and fingers, just right here. And this is my dominant hand. So like sometimes like, squeezing a bottle like this hurts like fucking hell. So that's one of the things, we're working on, the joint pain, because I'd have a lot of joint issues. Which oddly enough aren't arthritic. It's that I have like a lot of hypermobility in my joints. So like I'm 45, I haven't done yoga in 3 years, but I can still put my foot on top of my head because my joints just are very loose, I guess. So I'm very prone to injuring myself. Can you commune any messages? Agitative ace, can I communicate messages from, I mean, I get a lot of stuff from the spirits that I work with. So the short answer is yes. I don't know if there's something specific that you wanted to know with that. Yeah. I've been tested for a bunch of things, and they're just like, well, you just have a benign joint hypermobility disorder. So I got like tested for Ehlers-Danlos about a year ago. So I don't have that. And I don't know. I'm just super flexible. Yay. I can injure myself by standing and not moving. But I noticed like the pain in my hand is actually not as bad as it's been. And it's been bothering me for like well over a year now. Like this is the one last pain that just will not go away. This evening. Oh, okay, so Adjective said, can I commune anything this evening? Just asking for anything, no matter how small. Been path working with Lilith, and she asked me to ask a trusted oracle to commune. I'd have to kind of get into sort of like the state for doing that, which is hard to do and do a live stream at the same time. But I would say like the message I get most frequently from Lilith and from most of the spirits. Yes, Nina. Yeah, I mean, most of what I get from the spirits, and I talk about this a lot, is about balancing your light and darkness. And I feel like that's something, especially through doing the deification right, that I have. I feel a lot more balanced in that, because this week has thrown some fucking 2020s at me like nobody's business. And I think that a week ago, this stuff would have kind of been, I would have been like, nope, I'm done. I'm done. Yeah, I mean, actually, I know, I get what you're saying. It's just a little, it's also, which it just reminds me I forgot to do today, since I'm ADHD, forgot to take my ADHD meds. So I'm a little, like, it takes me a little bit, I have a different process for communing, because like I do a lot, like I have to go like into deep meditation or astral travel a lot of times, and that can take me quite some time to get into that state to be able to commune. I'm saying medications because I'm trying to remember to take my medications. But find one that's actually open. I do offer a service on my website called Astral Divination, which is something that I do that deep kind of work on behalf of other people. And that was something that Lilith had actually, and working through Lilith, Astarte, and Hecate had actually told me to do. But yeah, it's just, I like it. It's a little bit hard for me to kind of, because I've got my laptop's blooping at me. I'm trying to, you know, focus on the live stream and stuff like that. So like, I would just have to sit here for half an hour and you'd be staring at me trying to, you know, get into the right frame of mind to do that. But yeah. I knew I forgot something today. Take your medication, dummy. Yes, and I do use my Lilith flying ointment really helped open up the communication pathways with her. And, you know, it's a lot of times I get asked this, like, how do you know if someone's communicating with you? And sometimes it can happen, like, it'll just be like, it's more if I was inactive, like if I'm busy kind of, oh, thank you. If I'm busy, like just kind of making something and, you know, it's quiet, there's not a lot of sensory stimulation going on, like sometimes something will, you know, kind of pop into my head. But usually it takes a lot of focus for me. And, you know, I find using, the Madman mentioned the Lilith flying ointment, so I do use a lot of the entheogenic herbs and things like that to help that process along. So the flying ointments really do help me get, especially being ADHD, they really do help kind of quiet the clutter in my brain. Deutscher asks, anyone else drop things when a spirit wants your attention? That's a good question. I drop shit all the time, as evidenced by dropping my first oracle cards for my first oracle deck. So yeah, I've had times when I've been like deep in, they're like, nope, you're coming back upstairs, you're laying your ass down, and we're talking to you. We're not done with you yet. So I've had similar experiences like that, where I'll just start getting like a little like, Okay, I'm starting to feel a little like I need to go lay down, but I'm not really like, it's not like I need a nap kind of thing. It was like, we're like, we have some things we'd like to tell you about. Sophia said, I tried your flying ointment. It gave me really interesting experience. I like your Dark Goddess experiences a lot. I do have one for Hecate. Yeah, I have Hecate, Astarte, and Lilith, and Medusa as well. I am working on one for Freya. Apparently, I have to make a product line for King Paimon because he just showed up. And even though I've never worked with King Paimon, he's like, where's my product line? I want my product line. Hello. Yes, Arachnos. I love Satan and Son's guided Lilith meditation. I mean, their meditations and their enchants are really, probably by far my favorite channel. I highly recommend them. I love, they have guided meditations. They have several for working with Azazel. They have one for Lucifer, Satan. There's a few other ones. But yeah, the Lilith one is great. There's a sort of a general underworld one. So anything that you're working in that sort of underworld current, shadow work, or the death current, that one's really good for that. But yeah, I think they have the end chance for, and they vary in length. Sometimes they have ones that are like an hour long, or sometimes they're ones that are maybe like 15, 20 minutes. Adjective says ADHD is a common theme with us. Nice to see. Yeah, I was not diagnosed because I'm 45, so I wasn't diagnosed with ADHD until I was like in my mid 30s. So it would have made a hell of a difference when I was in school. But yeah, I lose my train of thought sometimes. And it's always funny because it's like people know, like back in the before times when we would have these social things called parties, like people that know me know not to be offended if I just walk away from a conversation mid-conversation because I get distracted by something. So they're like, oh, no, it's just Jen being Jen. Yeah, you mentioned scrying mirrors. Yeah, I don't use scrying mirrors that much. I do have most of the scrying mirrors that you'll see, because they also can be expensive, like the obsidian ones, they're usually pretty small. What I did, I think the one I have, I actually made. It's just like a poster frame. So you spray paint one side of the glass or plexiglass black, and then you can use that. So I have like a 24 by 36 inch one. So that one I find is a little easier for me. But yeah, I have a better time working and seeing things sort of in the astral realm, doing astral travel, soul travel, deep meditation, things like that. Like, I envy people who like really can like see things, sort of while in the conscious waking state. Sometimes I do, or sometimes I'll catch something, like when I'm doing rituals and stuff. I usually will do like some document photos of it, and I've been like, I wonder what this little blue smudge is that shows up like in like this one particular place, no matter what angle I'm going from. So that's something that's interesting. And I've been playing with, what was the app I downloaded in the middle of the night last week? Necrophonic. It's like, it's supposed to, like, you hit like start on it and it picks up, it's like the EVP, like, so it kind of picks up various things. It's a little, I live in the city, so like I'm in like blocks of row homes, so Laura knows what it's picking up. But I've heard some like very distinct sentences and words, or like particular names come through a lot. But so that's something I've been kind of experimenting, playing around with from time to time. I have to go visit my family, so I want to play with it up there because we live by a cemetery. Oh, I did the Oracle earlier, Agitative. So like once the stream's done, if you want to go back and rewatch it, I use the Fallen Angels Oracle deck. And speaking of dropping things, the Liminal Spirits Oracle, the Dark Goddess Oracle, which if you're doing stuff with Lilith, I highly recommend this Oracle. The Lover's Oracle, and Flowers of the Night. What time is it? Oh, it's 9 o'clock. So, why my throat is so dry this week or today. Like, I haven't had a cough since like March. Unless maybe it's allergies. Might be the time of year. Stupid pollen. So we can open it up and just sort of randomly talk if anyone has questions about like the deification rite I had with J.S. Garrett. If you have questions about like herbal stuff, path working with the demonic gatekeepers, dark goddesses, all that fun stuff. We can talk about that until, because it's night, because J.S. and Barbie Garrett's Beer Boobs, and I have to say boobs, and Black Magic starts at 9:30 on J.S. Garrett's channel. So that's always a good time, and I love them. They're amazing, amazing people. Boobs, exactly. And that'll give me some time to I like live streams because it allows me to like be entertained and interact, but I can also like get shit done. Because I know when I looked at my phone, I saw a couple orders come in, and I had a couple orders come in before, and I've got to bottle some stuff. So, thank God, I don't know where this cough is coming from. Yeah. Yes, Barbie Garrett's the one that makes slut water. I highly recommend. If you go to jsgarrett.com, there's varying. You could get like a small thing of the slut water. You could get like the 4-ounce size, and she has like a course and ritual stuff that comes with it. Yeah, it really amplifies. I mean, I make magical stuff, and that shit has some fucking potent magic in it. Like, it is really intense. Like, I never worked with Astarte before until I, like, used the slut water, and Astarte was like, well, hello there. I'm like, oh, hi. And it's definitely got some Medusa energy, because I know several other people as well have like started getting like strong Medusa vibes. But yeah, I've done a lot of intense work with my trinity of dark goddesses, Lilith, Hecate, and Astarte. Yeah, a lot of witches have a strong Mercury or Neptune energy. I don't know if it's related to ADHD. Yeah, I'm a Gemini, so I've got that Mercury energy going on. I think Geminis might just naturally be ADHD because we've got like 2 of us already. So, yeah, Mercury retrograde, like I find like it's just like more of like annoyance, like stupid annoying things always happen to me. Like nothing like bad, but it's like just a random like comedy of just dumb shit. The Mind Master asks, you're interested in learning about plants for healing. Can you go over all that in one of your one-on-one Skype calls? Absolutely. I use plants for healing all the time. I mean, the thing with what's amazing about all the plants is they're what's the time zone? I'm on the East Coast, so I'm on Eastern time. As are JS and Barbie, they're on they're down south though. Yeah, I mean it's amazing. Like even like the flying ointments that I make for their entheogenic properties to help with like astral travel, like a lot of my customers have been like, holy crap, this really helped with my nerve pain, you know, or like chronic inflammation and stuff like that, because there's a lot of those properties that are in there that they have in there, and they're so multifaceted in what they can be used for. So like yarrow, which is, you know, yarrow is one of those it's something that's used in a lot of like underworld spirit communication stuff. But take a few yarrow leaves, if you've got a bruise or open wound, heals it right up. But yeah, I love, because I mean I've studied not only the healing properties of like the physical plants, but also with an essential oils and things like that too. So, and even other things like looking at like the vegetable oils, carrier oils, you know, waxes, botanical extracts, all these things. So there's a lot that you can do. Like, you know, one of the things that's really great for skin issues is like rosehip seed oil. Well, like a little tiny thing of rosehip seed oil might be like $20. You can get rosehip seed or rosehips. I think I have a jar of them somewhere. You can either get them whole, or you can either get rosehips whole, or these are sort of so this is a little bit more ground up, and you can just directly infuse it into like sunflower oil or olive oil or something that would be good, like a good skin oil, stuff like that. So what was the question? If you go to their scheduled stream, it should tell you how long it. Yeah, so Barbie and JS stream is going to start in 23 minutes because it is currently 9:07 here on the East Coast, and it's starting at 9:30. Dia asked, do you think that your hand pain could be from handling too many herbs? I don't know. Like it's more of a joint issue, and I also get I've had it for years. I get like sort of, I think this is more like eczema or psoriasis. So like it actually has a little, like you can sort of, I'm trying to get it in the right light, but like you can see it's very red and inflamed. I wear gloves a lot when I'm like if I'm straining anything. You know, I always use like yeah, I'll use like, I have tons of like teaspoon. I have more teaspoons and tablespoons than the average human, just like full tablespoons. I had to like, you know, go and order like a 10-pack of tablespoons and teaspoons and stuff like that. So I'm careful with when I'm handling things, just because, you know, you're even if you're dealing with dried plants, they do have certain energies to them. So you're going to kind of pick up some of those energies, and you know, some things are going to be a little bit more abrasive on the skin than other things. So what would you recommend to further relic work? I've already gotten into immersive feng shui and the incense. What do you mean by relic work? Are you talking about sigils or yeah, so agitative, if you could like clarify a little bit on that. Jezebel asked, have you mixed any herbs with CBD before? I haven't done with herbs, but I have done, I did a blend with essential oils and like aloe vera gel or jelly. I had, this is maybe 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I had a pinched nerve in my back, and the only thing that actually worked for it was getting acupuncture. And and then after that, she recommended, I actually bought some and then I decided to make it, was a CBD like pain gel for it. But that's the only time I've worked with it. Just from a product creation, standpoint, there is a little bit more of liability and legality issues with selling CBD products. So like a lot of times you have to get special like product liability insurance specifically for those type of products. Have you tried canola oil for hands? I've tried literally everything. I'm kind of at a loss as to what actually to put on my hands to make it one of the things I do, and it does help, I made like a really nice intense hand cream a while back. They make these gloves. They're like a fingerless gloves. They're knit on the outside, but on the inside they're sort of like gel lined. So it like I think I slept with it on last night, and I'll like coat my hand in whatever hand cream, and then I put the glove on and sleep with it like that. And I find that helps really, because what happens is my skin gets really hard, dry, and cracked, and then it peels off, and it yeah, it hurts sometimes. That's where we at. Relics may be stuffed with herbs. Yeah, I mean, idols, yeah, I mean, a lot of times, like I have a lot of different statues and figures, you know, like I have my Lilith statue and stuff like that. I will use, you know, sometimes I anoint them with my own blood, sometimes with, I mean, I have different ritual oils for different deities and demons and things like that. I'm kind of working my way down the list because now I've got to go make a product line for King Paimon. Not that I'm complaining, because actually someone asked me if I made stuff for King Paimon. So King Paimon is, you know, next on the list. Hey, Maggie. Mineral oil is not really, it is neutral. I don't use it a lot in, it's not a particularly good oil to use for like skincare stuff. So like, I think literally the only thing I use mineral oil in is I mix it in with my Doom oil blend. So Zephyr is someone Lilith wanted me to make an altar for. I cannot seem to find yeah, they don't have statues for everyone, which is kind of a pain, but I do different things. Like sometimes if there's like an illustration I really like, I'll print that. I'll print out a picture of that. Or like, you know, you can get like, I've been showing off my Marbus sigil that I got earlier today from Goetic Impressions. So you can get, you know, make altars with different things. Like, you know, if you look up, I think if you go to, I want to say demonolatry.org, like, because I do this a lot when I'm researching things, is I'll look to see what all the correspondences are. So maybe if I can't get a statue for a particular, because yeah, like you can't get statues for all the demonic gatekeepers. Believe me, I've looked. And the problem is when you're looking for things is you have to like weed out what is like video game related. Because you can find a lot of Abaddon the Despoiler statues, which are figurines, which is from some, I forget what video game, but yeah, so they won't all have that, but you can find like what their correspondences are, like what crystals are associated with them, what herbs, what types of incense they like, and build something around that, and have their sigil or like or a piece of artwork or something that, so you, I mean, there's really a lot of different configurations you can use for doing altars for different deities and spirits and things like that. Let's see, where are we at? Turmeric. Yeah, turmeric can help with joint pain. What's the other one? I can't remember off the top of my head. There's a lot of things that can help with joint pain, but I'd have to look at so many notes and so many things. Yeah, I agree, Jezebel. That's exactly what I was saying. Scotty asked if I try vitamin E oil on my hands. Yeah, I've done that. Because I had a hand cream that I made specifically for this issue. Ultraviolet light. I haven't used that. Yeah, mineral oil is typically used in like more baneful oils and things like that. Marcosius is another they don't make statues for. Make a painting, drawing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you could even make your own out of modeling clay. That's a good idea, Damie. What are your favorite magical teas, asked Nick or Nikki? This is a shameless plug for my friend who makes amazing teas. Blackthorn Hoodoo Blends. Amy Blackthorn, she's an author. She has a few books out now. She just had one released called Botanical Brews. Her Florida water tea, I'm like, actually like, after I'm done with the stream, I make myself a pot of Florida water tea. Her Florida water tea is phenomenal. But she does a whole lot of different, I think she did a whole bunch of different planetary ones. She has, like, I think I have a Freya tea. There's a Santa Muerte one. So she does a lot of, I love her teas. And she's amazing. And she's been, she's helped me along my path and stuff like that as I was experimenting, you know, when I was doing my first forays into doing flying ointments or when I was making tinctures and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I know how to do all this. What, you know, how do you, what's the what's it called? Ratio of dilution and stuff. Maggie Moon. Yeah, her book, Botanical Brews, I mean, that goes over everything. I mean, you've got like herbal vinegars and simple syrups, cocktails. I think at Philly Pagan Pride this year, she did one called Hexy Cocktails. But yeah, and Nina asked, do I do hourly consultations? Yes, if you go to my website, belladonnasbotanicals.com /services, you'll see there's, I do either half-hour or hour consultations, as well as some other services as well. Yes, I love, and Amy Blackthorn has, her second book was Sacred Smoke, which is all about like incense, which is amazing. And her first book was Blackthorn's Botanical Magic, which is a lot focusing on like essential oils, but there's also other stuff in there as well. Let's see. Damie says like depictions of Marcosius as winged wolf or snake tail. Grumbles and infernal. Yeah, because I mean, even if there's something like if there's an animal associated with that, like I would be like, oh, cool, I get like a carved crystal. And there's different color associations. So like if their color was red, I'd look for like a red snake carved crystal or something. Yeah, I love mugwort, Necro Nikki. I use a lot of that. And that's a good one to use gloves with, because even if you're just touching the mugwort, it will give you some crazy ass dreams. Yeah, I buy a lot of mugwort. And I was really happy. I had to restock my mandrake root, and they gave me like a free bag of really nice mugwort. I'm like, ooh, I like your mugwort better than where I normally get my mugwort from. Excuse me. So what is mugwort for? Damie asked. So mugwort is typically used a lot for like dream work, like different types of dream magic, astral travel. Like I use it in a lot of my flying ointments. Let me look at some of the other stuff that mugwort is used for. So as my big old document of things comes up. Where are you, mugwort? So it can be used for protection spells, be used in banishing spells. You can use it to consecrate things. You can use it in love magic. It's associated with different holidays like Samhain, summer solstice, and the autumn equinox. Yeah, but I mean, it's most prominently used for like astral travel, vivid dreams, and like divination, psychic energy, that sort of thing. Yeah, I agree. Mugwort is very calming. I like blending. Like, see, what I usually do is I like to blend herbs. So, like, I love if you like mugwort, add some blue lotus to it. Oh, that's really nice. Blue Lotus just a bit, or I mean, any of the lotus will just make you kind of nice and like floaty and stuff like that. Also an aphrodisiac. Yeah, mugwort tea is I mean, it would be great for like stress relief and anxiety. Now, the taste is probably not going to be so great if you're picky in particular like me about tastes. I'm more on the fruity floral tea side than like that harsh herbal tea. But and I use it in some tinctures and elixirs. Like I just released the Astral Traveler elixir, which is a brandy honey base, and the tincture, which is a vodka base. So, but those are really, there's mugwort and a couple other things in that. Yeah, you will have some crazy dreams from mugwort. That is for sure. Are there any final questions before I got about 10 minutes before we I'll jump ship and go over to JS Garrett's channel for beer, boobs, and black magic. I love that our community has so many great live streams on like almost every day of the week and like all weekend long and stuff like that. We're all like trying to figure out like timing and stuff. You know, this works out well for me because it's sort of like at the time I'm like in between. Can I buy it online? As Alpha Wolf. Are you talking about mugwort tea or yeah, you should be able to get like a mugwort based tea, or just even you could just get some like mugwort herb from like an herb store and, you know, add it to like a black tea or a green tea. Maybe not black tea because that would have caffeine in it, but or you could just do like what they call is a tisane, which is just using the just straight herbs without tea leaves, and boiling it down like you would a regular tea. But yeah, I am definitely going to have a cup of Florida water tea tonight because this is just a divine blend. I often joke with my friend Amy who makes it. Blackthorn Hoodoo Blends is her website. And I'm always like, I'm just going to send you one of those like moving pod things. Just fill it with the tea. Because I'm like, I love it. Thanks, Dia. Yeah, we always end up talking herbs because that's what I do. And Davey says he just got some Damiana, red pink lotus, catnip, and marshmallow. Yeah, I'm actually working on some smoking blends. I do have some that use those in it, and they're really nice. Damiana is really nice, relaxing. As are the lotus ones. Catnip as well. Those are also good in like love magic, aphrodisiacs. Thanks, Evil Barb. Yeah, it's so funny. It's like the LHP community is like it's like you would think it would be all like very serious and dark and spooky and gloom and doom, and we're all like just kind of a bunch of weird goofballs. And you know, we're just all about sharing the knowledge, and you know, I love talking about this stuff. So like having a YouTube channel, because I mean my cats really don't care unless it's the cat, unless I get out the catnip, they're just like, yeah, fuck you, woman. So yeah. So I think I'll kind of stick to, provided nothing comes up, I think I will stick to this kind of time slot in doing live streams. I mean, I may get, you know, a wild hair to do a live stream if there's something specific I want to talk about, or if I'm doing like an interview or something with someone else at different times. But I think for my weekly Oracle chit chat one, this will kind of be the time frame that I'm working with. But anyways, thank you all for watching and joining. I'm so glad that I love doing the live streams. Why I'm coughing so much today. Yeah, it is really nice that it's funny the opposite. Like in my local witch groups, they're like, where do all the dudes hang out in like the witchcraft circles? I'm like, they're on the left hand path, the Norse pagan tradition. That's where all the dudes are. But yeah, it's nice. There's a nice mix and stuff like that. So I like that, Davey. Black Friday with magic instead of the hordes. True that. Anyways, I'm gonna log off, do a couple things, and then jump on over to JS Garrett's channel. So I'm sure I'll see some of y'all there. Yeah, and this will be posted to my channel. So if you missed the earlier part of it, you can watch. You can watch it in, after it finishes loading and stuff like that. Deutscher asked, "Do cats have their own deities?" Yes. My cat is an avid devotee of Lilith, my moon kitty. JS Garrett's channel, I'll post a link to it. I just have to open up YouTube. And this is next stop on our Black Magic itinerary. So yeah, cats can have their own deities. My moon kitty, which surprisingly, my cats have not been all up in my shit tonight. Usually there's a cat appearance. Moon is an avid devotee of Lilith. She loves my Dark Goddess altar. I have a little stool by it, which my universal circle is on, and she often is sleeping on there. If I move my Lilith stuff around, I have to show her where it is or she gets upset. But she's very much into the magic. Yeah, she's my other cat, Corey, is just a big dumb boy cat who likes to knock shit over. But Moon is a very magical kitty. She is all into that. Like nobody's business. But anyways, thank y'all for watching. I will catch y'all over on Beer Boobs and Black Magic. Peace out.